As Alex leads his team through the warship's dark corridors, every step is filled with uncertainty. The humans face not only elite human soldiers but also advanced robotic defenders that are nearly impossible to defeat. These robotic soldiers are programmed with ruthless precision, and the humans are outnumbered and outgunned. Every corner, every door could hide another threat. The team is in a race against time as the clock ticks down to the activation of the self-destruct mechanism. The tension is unbearable as the crew fights their way to the ship's core, knowing that one wrong move could mean their deaths. The final showdown inside the heart of the Excalibur is intense. The crew plants explosives near the ship's core, but they have little time left before the Excalibur powers up its deadly weapons. With each passing second, the mission becomes more perilous. The countdown begins, and they must make it out before it's too late. The camera captures the chaos inside the warship's corridors as the team battles their way to the core. Sparks fly from the walls, weapons clash in violent exchanges, and explosions send shockwaves through the ship. The narrow hallways are lit by the flash of gunfire and the glow of explosions, creating a high-energy, cinematic experience. The crew faces relentless pursuit from the Empire's elite forces, who are determined to stop them at all costs. Every time the team thinks they've escaped one danger, another threat emerges, making the tension palpable. In the midst of the chaos, Lyra makes the ultimate sacrifice. She realizes that the only way to ensure the team's survival is to hold off the advancing Imperial forces long enough for Alex to plant the final explosives. Lyra, knowing her redemption is in her hands, throws herself into the line of fire to save Alex and the rest of the team. Her sacrifice is both heart-wrenching and heroic, a final act of atonement for her past. Alex, devastated by her loss, but fueled by a deep sense of duty, pushes on with a renewed sense of determination. He leads the remaining survivors in a final desperate push to complete their mission. As the countdown reaches its final moments, Alex faces the harsh reality of war, that the cost of victory is steep. But his resolve is unshakable, and with the explosive charges set, he leads the team out of the Excalibur, ready for the final showdown that could determine the fate of the galaxy. In the explosive finale, Alex and his team managed to disable the Doomsday device aboard the Excalibur just in time to prevent it from annihilating entire worlds. As the countdown nears zero, Alex holds his breath, his fingers flying over the control panel. He slams the final switch and the massive ship's deadly weapon powers down. The Excalibur is no longer a threat. But the battle is far from over. As the humans' last-ditch efforts succeed, the human fleet launches a full-scale assault on the Empire's remaining forces. The human ships, though smaller and less advanced, strike with incredible precision and speed. With their knowledge of the Empire's tactics and their own superior adaptability, the humans overwhelm the Empire's fleet. Alex watches as Imperial warships are torn apart in space, the explosion of each ship marking another victory in the fight for freedom. The human fleet, led by Alex, surges forward, pushing the Empire's forces back. As the final battle rages on, the Excalibur, the symbol of the Empire's might, breaks apart in a massive explosion, disintegrating into pieces that drift through space. The shockwave from the blast reaches the surrounding ships, but the humans stay focused. With the destruction of the flagship, the Empire begins to crumble. The human forces then launch an orbital bombardment that obliterates the Empire's main base on a distant planet. It's a decisive strike that proves humanity's resilience. Despite being outnumbered, the humans have shown the universe that their will to survive and fight is stronger than any enemy force. The camera zooms in on the Excalibur as it erupts into a blinding explosion, the warship splitting apart in fiery chunks. The space around it is filled with a dazzling display of light and destruction. As the explosion fades, the human fleet surges forward, their ships darting between asteroid fields and enemy vessels. The orbital bombardment is swift and merciless, with large-scale explosions raining down on the Empire's base, reducing it to rubble. The humans' victory is clear, their fleet now in control. With the Empire's reign shattered, the galaxy's power dynamic is forever changed. Humanity stands victorious, not just as survivors, but as the new rulers of the galaxy. Alex, standing with the surviving members of his team, gazes out over the scene of destruction. They have avenged their fallen comrades, but at a great cost. The human forces are battered, and the loss of friends weighs heavily on Alex's heart. Yet, there is hope for the future. The galaxy's oppressed races now have a chance at freedom, and humanity's victory represents a new dawn. The final image is one of the human fleet, now leaders of a new era, sailing toward the stars. Alex stands tall, his eyes filled with determination. He knows the journey ahead will be long and difficult, but humanity is ready. They've proven that with courage, sacrifice, and clever tactics, they can rise against any empire. The future is uncertain, but it's theirs to shape. The story ends on a bittersweet note, with Alex reflecting on the cost of victory. He mourns the loss of his comrades, Bonner, Lyra, and so many others, whose sacrifices made this victory possible. Yet there is a sense of peace in knowing that their deaths were not in vain. The humans have proven their strength not through superior technology or firepower, but through their unyielding spirit. As the human fleet moves forward, Alex's heart swells with pride for his fallen friends and for the new future humanity will lead. The final message is clear. Humanity is now the galaxy's new hope, ready to ensure peace and explore the stars. The Galactic Empire's dominance over the galaxy is unmatched. Their warships, massive and powerful, sail through the stars like rulers of all they survey. They control vast systems of planets, crushing any who dare to defy them. Rebellions are swiftly extinguished by their overwhelming military might, and anyone who dares to challenge the Empire faces certain annihilation. We begin on a peaceful alien world, once home to millions of beings. Now it lies in ruins. The planet is desolate, its cities reduced to ashes, and its skies filled with the smoke of destruction. The few surviving rebels scramble for survival, hiding from the Empire's relentless forces. Their fight for freedom is hopeless. But in their final moments, one of the rebels manages to send out a distress signal, hoping that somewhere, someone will hear it. The message is simple yet urgent: humanity, we need you. This single message, sent to the farthest reaches of space, sparks something unexpected. The Empire, believing humanity to be insignificant and weak, dismisses the call as a desperate plea from an insignificant species. They have no idea what they're about to unleash. Back on Earth, the message is intercepted. The tension rises as the humans, who are not prepared for a battle against a galactic empire, begin to gear up. Their technology is advanced, but the Empire's power is overwhelming. Still, humanity's survival instincts kick in, and a force begins to take shape. We zoom in on Captain Alex, a young but seasoned soldier who has just received the call to action. His expression is a mix of determination and pain, for he has lost much in the past. Alex knows what is at stake, but he also understands that this mission might be their only hope. The camera lingers on his eyes, showing the weight of his past and the fire of his resolve. Alex is not just any leader. He is a war-hardened soldier who has seen death and destruction firsthand. His planet was wiped out by the Empire in a brutal strike, and now his soul burns with the need for vengeance. But there's more to Alex than just revenge. Beneath his hardened exterior, there's a man torn between his desire to strike back at the Empire and the responsibility he feels to protect those who still depend on him. This inner conflict shapes his every decision as he prepares for the impossible mission ahead. Captain Alex is known for his unconventional leadership style, his ability to think on his feet, and his refusal to back down in the face of overwhelming odds. His reputation as a fierce and fearless fighter precedes him, and it's this very fearlessness that has earned him the trust of his fellow soldiers. He is a master strategist, able to turn even the direst situations in his favor. But there's a cost to all this. Alex's heart has been hardened by loss. His family, his home planet, everything he knew was destroyed in a single merciless attack by the Empire. Now he carries the weight of that loss, and every move he makes is fueled by the desire to make the Empire pay. The humans on Earth are preparing for an unknown battle against a far superior enemy. They gather in their military bases, a mix of anxious anticipation and steely resolve. The camera pans over Earth's military forces, showing sleek, high-tech ships ready for deployment. These ships, equipped with the latest cloaking technology and advanced weaponry, are humanity's last line of defense. They may be technologically advanced, but they are still a mere fraction of the Empire's might. As the humans prepare for the challenge ahead, one thing becomes clear. They are not just fighting for survival, they are fighting for their very future. The Earth military base is a flurry of activity. Soldiers are in constant motion, checking and rechecking their gear, preparing weapons, and communicating over high-tech devices. In the background, Sleek human warships, equipped with advanced cloaking devices and powerful engines, are ready for deployment. The cameras zoom in on these ships, showcasing their stealth capabilities as they prepare to take on the Empire's massive warships. These ships look both futuristic and intimidating, designed for speed and precision. The humans are preparing for a mission that will determine the fate of their world and the galaxy itself. As the camera pulls back, the scene shifts to a strategic meeting room. Alex stands at the head of a large table, surrounded by a group of trusted officers and commanders. They're all ready, but there's one problem: they don't know what they're up against. The Galactic Empire's forces are vast, and their technology is far beyond anything the humans have ever seen. Alex looks at the map of the galaxy projected in front of him. The Empire's control seems unshakable. Yet, despite all odds, humanity has decided to take a stand. Alex's voice cuts through the tension as he gives his final orders, rallying his team with the words, "We may be outnumbered, but we fight for our future. We fight for Earth." As Alex looks out over his team, the fate of humanity rests in his hands. He knows this is only the beginning. The real battle is about to start, and it's one that will determine not just humanity's survival, but whether they have the strength to overthrow the mightiest empire the galaxy has ever known. The Empire may be powerful, but humanity's heart is even stronger. The mission begins under the cover of night, with the humans using their advanced cloaking technology to infiltrate an Empire-controlled mining world. Their ships are silent, almost invisible against the starry backdrop, gliding through space unnoticed. The human fighters, equipped with cloaking devices and AI-controlled mechs, prepare for their first major strike against the Empire. Below, the Empire's patrol ships scan the skies, confident in their superiority, unaware of the approaching danger. They failed to detect the human forces moving stealthily toward their target. The tension builds as the humans close in on the planet's surface, knowing that this could be their only chance to hit the Empire before they are discovered. The first strike is quick and deadly. The human fighters break through the enemy's initial defenses, taking down Imperial turrets with expert precision. The sound of explosions fills the air, and the glowing planet below becomes a battlefield. The humans move swiftly, outmaneuvering the Empire's forces, and the first signs of victory seem within reach. The camera zooms in on the sleek human ships, gliding silently through the vastness of space, their cloaking devices rendering them nearly invisible. Below, the glowing mining world comes into view, bathed in the light of distant stars. The ships dive down into the atmosphere, undetected by the Empire's sensors. As the first wave of human fighters engages the enemy, the camera captures fast-paced dogfights, with explosions lighting up the sky as Imperial turrets are taken out one by one. The entire scene is tense, fast, and full of action, drawing the audience into the heart of the battle. But the Empire is far from unprepared. In a show of unexpected strength, they launch a counterattack. An elite squadron of robotic soldiers, equipped with heavy armor and devastating weaponry, is deployed to crush the human forces. These robotic soldiers are relentless, their advanced technology making them formidable opponents. The humans are not just facing patrol ships anymore. They are up against an army designed for destruction. The stakes are raised as the battle intensifies, and the humans realize that this is no longer a simple skirmish. It's a full-scale war. Alex's leadership is put to the test as his team faces overwhelming odds. The battle becomes chaotic, with the Empire's forces pushing the humans to their limits. In the heat of the battle, Alex's close comrade Bonner makes a heroic sacrifice to protect the team. His death hits Alex hard, bringing a moment of silence to the battlefield. Bonner was not just a soldier. He was a friend, and his loss leaves a gaping hole in the team's morale. Alex's face hardens with grief and rage as he watches Bonner's final moments unfold. But he knows there is no time to mourn. The mission must continue. Bonner's death affects Alex deeply, shaking him to his core. His grief fuels his determination, making him more driven than ever to defeat the Empire. But it also forces him to question the cost of revenge. Is it worth losing everything, his comrades, his humanity, to seek justice for the wrongs done to him and his people? The loss of Bonner bonds the team together, though, strengthening their resolve. Now, they fight not only for revenge, but for each other, driven by a mix of anger and hope. They understand that they are up against a foe much larger and more powerful than themselves, but they are no longer just fighting for survival. They are fighting for something bigger. As the battle rages on, Alex stands tall, a man torn between vengeance and the weight of leadership. His team follows him, not just as soldiers, but as comrades who have shared the same pain and loss. The first clash is over, but the war is just beginning. The humans' victory is short-lived. In retaliation for the defeat on the mining world, the Empire sends its most powerful weapon, the Excalibur. This massive warship is the crown jewel of the Empire's fleet, equipped with devastating beam weapons capable of destroying entire planets with a single shot. Its sheer size and power make it a terrifying force in the galaxy. The humans realize that a direct confrontation is impossible. They are outmatched in every way. The Excalibur is too powerful, too well armed for the human fleet to stand a chance. As the Excalibur enters human space, the atmosphere becomes tense. It's an unstoppable force heading straight for Earth, and the humans know they must act fast to stop it. The stakes are higher than ever. Alex, unwilling to let the Empire crush them, devises a risky plan to infiltrate the Excalibur. But the mission is a suicide run. There's little hope of returning. Alex's team is hesitant, but they trust him, knowing that if anyone can pull off the impossible, it's him. The plan is set. They must sneak inside the Excalibur, sabotage its weapons, and disable its ability to destroy planets. However, as they approach the warship, the Excalibur cloaks, vanishing into the vastness of space. The humans have no choice but to rely on their advanced cloaking devices and pure guts to stay hidden as they prepare for the most dangerous mission of their lives. The tension builds as they move closer to the giant warship, hoping not to be detected by its powerful sensors. The camera zooms out to reveal the immense scale of the Excalibur, a ship so large that it dwarfs the human fleet. The human ships, much smaller but faster, weave in and out of asteroid fields, trying to avoid detection while keeping up their attack on the Excalibur. The battle is a thrilling spectacle, with laser beams lighting up the dark void of space as the two fleets exchange fire. The humans' tactics, using speed, agility, and unpredictability, give them a slim chance against the Excalibur's overwhelming power. The camera captures stunning visuals of ships darting through asteroid fields, narrowly avoiding deadly beams from the Excalibur as explosions fill the screen. The human forces, outgunned and outclassed, continue their fight, determined to survive. Just as the humans' resolve is tested, a new ally emerges. Lyra, a former Empire engineer who once helped design the Excalibur. She joins the human team, offering her expertise and knowledge of the warship's weaknesses. Lyra's knowledge could be the key to victory, but her presence causes tension within the team. She carries a heavy burden of guilt for her past actions, having worked for the Empire and played a part in creating the very ship that now threatens their survival. Trust becomes a major issue. Some members of the team are suspicious, questioning if she is truly on their side or if she's working to protect the Empire's interests. Lyra's internal struggle adds an emotional layer to the story. She is torn between her guilt for helping build the Excalibur and her desire to make things right by helping the humans defeat the Empire. Her journey of redemption becomes central to the team's mission. As they prepare for the final assault on the Excalibur, the team must decide if they can trust Lyra and if her knowledge will be enough to bring down the Empire's most powerful weapon. Alex and his team embark on the most dangerous mission of their lives, infiltrating the Excalibur and planting explosives at its core to disable the warship. The moment they board the massive ship, the tension skyrockets. The team moves through the dark metal corridors, the sound of their footsteps echoing in the silence. Every corner they turn could hide an enemy, and they know they must move quickly before the Empire realizes they're inside. Close quarters combat ensues, with Alex and his team fighting off waves of Imperial soldiers and robotic defenders. The atmosphere is thick with danger, each firefight more brutal than the last. Sparks fly from damaged machinery, and explosions shake the ship's structure as they push deeper into the heart of the Excalibur. The team's every move is calculated, but the odds are stacked against them. The Excalibur's defense systems are formidable, and the closer they get to the ship's core, the more intense the resistance becomes. The stakes are clear. If they don't succeed, the Excalibur will obliterate entire planets, and their mission will be their last.